Some unusual transitions here, but let's take a look at the passage and go from there. O2 Arena, an award-winning science fiction story by Nigerian author, oh boy, I'm not going to bother to pronounce that, takes place in an alternate version of Nigeria where breathable air is a rare commodity that is owned and sold by companies. People must purchase it with currency called O2 credits. Okay, well, I don't have a good feeling. It just feels like a kind of explanation of what they're talking about. So as a result is a way to say so. Let's plug that in and see. So breathable air is a rare commodity that is owned and sold by companies, so people must purchase it with currency called O2 credits. Okay, well, if it's sold by these companies, then people must purchase it. So to me, that doesn't jump out as like obvious, but I'm okay with it. It feels like the so makes some sense there, so let's keep it in. In any case is clearly a distraction choice to me. It doesn't mean anything. It just means like, maybe even like regardless, but I would just say like this means just like, anyway, moving on, just kind of like a way to move on to another point. It doesn't really mean anything. If you have a different opinion on that transition, please put in the comments, but I just feel like it doesn't do anything. And sometimes the SAT does this, where they throw us these kind of bogus transitions because it's so weird that I think they're hoping that we pick it because of how weird it is. But the so is definitely better than this. I feel like that fits. Whereas this in any case thing, I'm just like, I don't even know what it means. Nevertheless means but. There's clearly not a but here. These two events connect to each other, right? They're selling it, so it makes sense that they'd have to buy it. And then earlier, there's no time, right? So why are we introducing time into this? There's no time at all mentioned, so it doesn't make sense. So like I said, A doesn't jump out as being obviously correct to me, but it's certainly better than everything else. And when I plug in the so, I'm like, yeah, okay, I feel it. It's good. And that's sometimes how these go. Remember, we're not always going to have an obvious answer for these. We're playing the game, the process of elimination game. And that's okay if for some of these transitions, you're only getting it right because you've crossed everything else and there's just like one thing left. That's fine.